Hello everyone, my name is Ron and this is my final project for the Embedded Linux Advanced Topics. And for this project, I'm working on it by myself. So the key point is through all the first two courses of learning Build Root and Yocto, and I have reached assignment 9. So for this final project, I'll put the assignment 9 build root image onto a Raspberry Pi 4B model and then use a socket test and driver test provided by the project to verify that everything is working. So you can see here's my setup. This is a screen of the Raspberry Pi 4B and this is for the Raspberry Pi 5. So for this project, I divided into 3 sprints. So for sprint 1, I basically switched the hardware target to Raspberry Pi 4B instead of QEMU. So for this project, I switched the hardware and then fixed some of the configurations to make it working. But I find out for QEMU test, I need to do some fine tuning to the deconfig file. And also, there is some previous work that is not robust, so I need to fix all those. And after that, the QEMU test passed. So for this purpose, I start a separate branch for the QEMU test. And for Spring 2, I started to build the Linux image for Raspberry Pi 4B. So for all the Spring 1 generated image, it's all good, but the thing is there's not a SD card image. It's just a kernel and root file system. So for this purpose, I need to change the deconfig file to add this field to generate a final SD card image. This one will also not just the kernel and rootfs, but also include some configuration file and device tree files, and then build them into a single image. After that, I test the image on my Raspberry Pi 4B, and everything is working as expected. You can see the AESD char device is working as expected. So for the final Spring 3, this one, I will have a live demo. But for this one, basically, I do the driver test and then do the socket test between two Raspberry Pi units. And I will show the detailed live demo. This is my setup. This is a Raspberry Pi 5. It will be used to run the socket test script. And this one, under the hood, it's a Raspberry Pi 4B model. And this one will be running my build root generated Linux image. And so for the integration test, Raspberry Pi 5 will start the socket test script and use port 9000 to talk to this Raspberry Pi 4. So for this one, I already loaded the build root generated Linux image, and so now I think it's booted. So I use a default password of root, and in the system you can see this one is connected to my Wi-Fi router through an Ethernet cable, and this Raspberry Pi is connecting using Wi-Fi. So if I check the network configuration, you see I already get IP address. This is a VNC instance to view the Raspberry Pi 5. So from here, I will start the socket test. But before that, I will start a separate window just to SSH to the Raspberry Pi 4B. Okay, and default password of root. Yeah, so we are here. In this interface, first we check if the AESD socket application is running. So if I do AESD socket, yeah, it's up and running. So from the Raspberry Pi 5, I can start the test. To do that, I will go to the assignment and auto test. This is the IP address. And also for the port. Okay, you can see the test passed. This is as expected. So also on the Raspberry Pi 4B side, I already put a Java test script copy paste here. So this is from our course assignment. So if now I run this test, you can see it's also passed, which means the build root generated image from the course is running great with the Raspberry Pi 4B.